6,
Do you know?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, it's connecting. Oh, is it connecting on YouTube? Look, Rito, we're live on
Is
Facebook.
it working?
Yeah, let's see. Let's get this link out to the Instagram thing, dude. I'm here like I'm seeing myself like 50 times. Hey, everybody! If you're
Are you
here
on?
joining us live on Facebook, how do I share the link with you? Okay, actually, there's shit I'm supposed to hide, so I'm gonna stop screen sharing because
Cool.
there's stuff that they say is private. Hey, everybody! If you're live with us now, thank you for joining. Please bear with us while we figure this out. It seems like it'd be really simple, and it's not. So we're trying to find a link so we can share it to our Instagram. And we're also live on YouTube. My YouTube account is it's just Jack Urness. We don't have a with Jack and Reno YouTube yet, but we'll get there. We're just every week we're improving things a little bit.
Wait, which YouTube is it on? Or what is it on your which
Yes.
YouTube? Is it on our Gmail account or is
tab? It's the Jack at jackandreno.com, youtube.com, and Jack Urness, and
oh dude,
live stream.
look at this.
Look at this, and I can send this to you right now. Oh no, this is last week.
The Snowpocalypse, that video's on there. That's good. Pooping in a snowpocalypse. Oh, you got a little clip in there. Nice.
Oh, wait. We were live last week on YouTube too.
Oh.
Oh, wait, no.
Wait, do you have the URLs?
Well, I have. Okay, so this is last week's. How do I get to this one? Jack Urness.
If you have the URLs,
live
then
stream. Live right now. Okay, this is gonna get really. Okay, I don't want to pause this. Okay, there we are. We're live. Okay.
Sweet.
Send this to you.
Yeah, if you want to send me the links, I'll send it out to Insta.
Okay, there's YouTube.
Get the people going.
Hey, if you're here, pop into the Facebook chat. Just come say hi.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, I don't think we're actually live on Facebook. I gotta push this go live button. Go live.
Dude, you just suddenly got way better audio.
Did I?
Yeah, just I don't know. Maybe the mic moved on your thing, but you sound way better now.
Hey everybody.
Wait. Oh, dude, now we're talking.
Hey everybody.
Copy.
Here's how you should go to my Facebook page and copy that link, and then you can get that one as well. We are live.
More.
Saturday. Come join in for.
Wait, how do I?
Hour. You will have. Oh, okay. We're live here on Facebook because I can see that. There's the live stream. And we're live on Facebook. And will you just go to my Facebook page, Reno, and check that I'm live?
Yeah, just give me 1 second. I'm working on the YouTube one. Oh, it's gonna be good. It's good stuff. There we go. Now the YouTube link is up. And then, can you send me the Facebook one to my phone so I can put on the Instagram deal? Because otherwise, I'd have to email it to myself and then pull it from my email, which is another application.
Okay, yeah, let me just sign in. Thank you, everybody, for patience. We're here. We're going to get going in a moment and talk about the most interesting things you have heard yet, like ever. Maybe in your entire life. That could be
in your entire life.
In your entire life.
Today, you know that moment where you say it's the inflection point of your life, where that was the moment that everything changed for you for the better? This is not a 0% chance. That could be this moment right now, today.
Share.
This could be the day.
There's not a link, dude. I can't just get it. I'm here. This live thing. Oh, copy link. Okay, and send it right now. Boom.
There we go. There we go. Okay. We're so close.
Okay, you guys, we're working out the kinks of this live thing, but it's gonna get better and better. Next week we might be on Twitch or sometime in the next coming weeks. Our rule or system is every week we're gonna improve one part. So today we're live on Facebook and on YouTube, and the next week maybe somewhere else. Maybe we'll improve audio quality. Something's gonna be better. So keep tuning in, and you're gonna be along for the ride, and it's gonna be a good time.
Boom. I'm trying to copy this, dude. This is just not easy on Apple because it won't give me the link. It'll just allow me to go to the place. Here we go. All right, now we go. Boom, boom, boom. Going live.
Yeah, I read this thing about startups from Paul Graham, and I talk about Paul Graham a lot. But he's like one of the the big Y Combinator. I think he might be the Y Combinator startup, which is this like startup coalition where they just put all these startups in a building together so they can collaborate and get coaching, and then go through their different levels of funding, and then like get that coaching from this group, and then also like if you have like say you had Uber and Tesla there at the same startup, they'd be like, oh, we can combine and do self-driving cars for Uber. So it's like ideas can mold, mesh, and you can collaborate. Genius idea. But what he says when you're starting a new product, he says they overthink about trying to make things super scalable. And he says, don't do that. When you first start making a new product, do not make it. Just do it like the least efficient way possible. Just prove that it works. And then change the tech to make it scalable. Don't go in it with this mentality of immediately having scalable because you just won't get it done, right? And you don't know if that part's going to even be useful yet. So just just try it out at the least effective way possible. Like when DoorDash started, it was one dude that just did all the orders. Like the orders would come in, he's like, I got to start getting the food and bringing it to people. So just this one guy driving around, but he was like, no, this is going to be a software network, and we're going to expand it so it's going to change the way of how food is delivered across the world. And that was his vision. But when he first did it, an order would come in, and then he would just get on every time it came in, he'd just get in his car and go deliver the food. That's not scalable, but guess what? That
itself is a terrible idea. If that was it, but then he scaled it.
Exactly. So the concept worked. And so he's like, well, the concept works. So now they're in. So let's start scaling.
Yep. Dude, I love that idea. Just getting in the game. If you have an idea, just literally try it. There was this book I read a while ago called Lean Startup, and they kind of tagged the terms of minimum viable product and early adopters. And it sort of framed how I engage in any idea. And you'll notice this, and those terms are literally are used in the startup industry all the time. But they talk about don't focus on presenting your most perfect product, because oftentimes you don't even know what part of your product people are going to want, and you have no idea what the final product you're going to release is. Like even this podcast, like we were really focused on what should we do research? Like what should this be? But we don't know where this could end. This could end up where people go, yeah, I just really like hearing, I don't know, what the weather is or something. Like we could just find some random niche that people just love. Yeah. And we would have no idea. People go, yeah, it's just hilarious to hear you guys talk about it. And then that might be our podcast. But they talk about it, make a minimum viable product, like literally the easiest, quickest possible thing that could be called a product.
Yeah, that. And then remove all the parts people don't like. Whatever people aren't into, get rid of it. And you just have to see, it's you have to kind of remove emotion from the equation. So it's you might like that part the most, but if it's not catching on, then dump it. Dump it.
Yeah. That's the hard part is I think some people call it killing the baby or whatever, which is a really violent term. But whatever your idea was that you were so attached to, they're like, no, I really love this segment. It's dude, I know it's cool and it was a good idea, but that's no one wants it. We're gonna focus on this other good idea. In fact, get a better idea, but you gotta be willing to let go of your first idea, which is not easy. But I feel if you are can quickly be okay with letting go of good ideas, I feel that's a better mentality in the long run of just being willing to throw away literally every single assumption and idea you have. And literally every single thing.
It's taking the sunk cost fallacy, where if you've invested in something for a while, that you feel you need to keep doing it, but to the biggest extreme. Here's a good example. I'm going into sales. I had a mechanical engineering degree, and I'm just going into sales. It's that's in the past. It's still useful knowledge, all this engineering knowledge, and there's okay. We're gonna do a couple big thoughts at once here. But
boom, let's hear it.
Just because I have an engineering degree, that doesn't limit me to engineering jobs. And so it's it'd be wrong to think whatever degree you get limits you to that realm of jobs. And so, but it doesn't make it not useful, right? It's not there's nothing I gained from my engineering degree because, okay, so here's one thing that I've been learning recently, and this is a good way to look at the world if you're listening, is a lot of professions, are like the way you get your degree, like it gives you a perception on the world. So what I mean by that is like engineers have a way of looking at the world in every single situation. So do doctors. So do physical therapists. So do bartenders. Like you just you like if you have the engineer mindset, it's a useful one in any situation, because all engineering is just taking the knowledge you have and applying it to something useful and new, right? That's really what it is. What do you know? What is everything you know? And how do you apply that and create something new, right? Whereas like in the different, like science, I would say like a scientist is different. They're like, how do we push the boundaries of what we know? Like that's science. Whereas engineering mindset is, how do we take what we know and apply it? If you're an artist, the mindset is, it's totally different. I've been trying to like, go through that artist point of view where things are just like subjective and emotional, and it's a totally valid, like all these ways are valid ways of looking at the world. And when you start to realize that these different lenses exist, you can switch them. You can be like, okay, let's put my engineer hat on. Okay, how do we make this more efficient? Okay, let's take the engineer hat off and let's put my like artist hat on and be like, okay, how do we make this pretty and beautiful? And those are different questions. And you can just literally, like sometimes I'll even do it, like physically do it. If I'm trying to like look at a problem from multiple angles, I'll literally go like this just to like, because it just switches my mindset.
Yeah.
And so when you look at when you take this like multiple angle approach to like just any problem, you just like it kind of just helps you find holes and do it. Because if you're with all engineers, you're gonna miss a problem that like somebody with the artist mind would have noticed. But you can be both. You don't have to just like be one. You can do both, but you just have to realize you're actively switching.
Yeah, dude, I love that. The way you phrase that, I think that's your best way of phrasing that idea I've heard so far. Because I like the idea of that hat and of going, how do you mix these things? Because it's a good model, because it's hard to be the artist and the engineer at the same time. Those are kind of competing hats or lenses and ways of viewing the world. They kind of don't necessarily exist at the same time, but you can switch between them. So I like that model a lot. I think that in terms of the first thing you said about honestly going to college is how you kind of start to frame how you approach and attack the world. I think people don't talk about that, but that's kind of a big benefit of going to college. Like college kind of gets sold, I think, a little bit incorrectly in that it's sold as, well, you're going to make more money in your life and you're going to open yourself up to more ideas. Well, it's just mostly you're going to make more money in your life. It's basically for people say you have to go to college because you need to be a skilled laborer so you can make more money and you get these jobs. But there's a couple things incorrect about that in my perspective. Is one, I think the biggest benefit of college is the actual changing of your mindset and view of the world and helping you learn a way to view it, like with the engineer hat on. I didn't realize it until people pointed it out. But the way that you and I look at a problem is what do we know? What do we not know? What are we solving for? And well, actually, that's it. What equations do we have? But you can sum that up into what do we know?
Yeah.
And that applies. And so at first you hear that thought and you might go, but in engineering for 4-5 freaking years, every single class had us do that process. Every single class. It literally write it down. What variables do you have? What are you solving for? What formulas do you have? That concept, it gets beat into your brain for 5 years. It really scales with you can use it for a lot of problems.
Well, and the other thing I want to say is it's not an exclusive club. We just told you how to do it, and you can do it. You just go, what do I know?
Yep.
Write down all the things you know. What are you trying to do? Write down what you're trying to do, and then just go, and then just like start connecting the dots. Okay, how can I put these things that I know and I have together to get to this end result? One thing Naval says a lot is like the way he defines sex is the success is figure out what you want, figure out what the cost is, and then pay that cost. You want to be really in shape? What's the cost? Well, the cost is working out 3 times a week and changing your diet, maybe drinking less. And so if you want to be really in shape, figure out the cost and go pay it. Go work out 3 times a week.
Dude.
So it's like,
Dude,
it's
that
a
was
simplifying way to look at the world, but it's really useful. And everyone can do it, right? Things just don't have to be that complicated.
They don't. Well, dude, that's such a good way to view things. And that is exactly what the engineer mindset is. It's so straightforward. You just go, yeah, well, where do I want to go? What do I have to do to get there? And then just do it. Just figure it out. I want to be huge. I want to be enormously jacked. I want 22-inch biceps. Oh, man, I don't know if I have the genetics for that. I don't know if that's possible. Like, could I even continue to go work out? Where would I work out? Just literally line it out. Write it down real quick. It doesn't have to be detailed. You're not writing a 25-step plan here. You go, what do I need? Okay, a gym. I need an Olympic weights gym. All right, where is that? Oh, it's here. What's the cost for that? $25 a month or whatever it is. Okay, cool. What do I need to eat more of? Generally, you need to eat more protein. You could stop there. Just eat a lot of protein. But you could go further. You could start counting your calories and your macros, and that would give you more success. But you don't have to go any further than that. You could go further than that and count and understanding everything, tracking everything you eat in a week, and then following certain people who understand how to weight lift. But again, all you had to do was just lie down, go to the gym, eat lots of protein, and then just do that consistently. And then you'll get to what you wanted. And it suddenly becomes less ambiguous.
I'll even take it a step further. Like the gym requirement, that's a limiting belief. You don't need to go to the gym to be in good shape. Just fucking put on some shoes and run out the front door.
Yep.
There you go. Just go start running.
Right.
Like if you're like, okay, I can't get a gym membership right now. You don't have to. Go put on your shoes. Just go start running. And just run until you get tired and then walk home. Run until you can't run anymore, and then just run in one direction until you can't run anymore, and then walk home for your cool down.
Yeah.
Because if you haven't run before, you're not going to make it very far. I know.
Yeah, nah, dude, you're gonna go maybe a mile and a half.
College, I was like, all right, I'm ready to start running. Like I was like, let's do it, let's start running. So I leave. We're at the fraternity time. I leave the front door of the fraternity, and I made it 1/4 of a mile before I had to sit down, dude. I was like, this is it, and I felt like ashamed, but I shouldn't have felt ashamed because the next time I made it like, I made it like 1/3 of a mile, I went 1/4 of a mile, then I went to 1/3 of a mile, then I made it a 1/2 mile. And then I ran made it a mile. And then I was like, maybe eventually I can run to the top of Bald Hill from the front door, which was like 6 miles away. It felt like a kind of a pipe dream. But I'm like, well, I'm just going to keep running just in that direction. Yeah. And then once I get too tired, I'll come home. And then one day, I made it to the top of the hill. And I was like, I'm here.
If every day you make it, that's a perfect way to visualize it. Well, in running, it's even easier. It's like, well, how far did I go? Well, let me try to go farther.
I'll just go farther tomorrow. Look, that's how far I made it. I'm just going to go a little farther tomorrow. And then one day I started crying, dude. I got there and I was just like, I was looking out top because there's a good view up there, And I get up there and it's taken like 4 months of like running like 4 times a week to finally like make it to the top of the hill. I get to the top of the hill and I'm just like, I fucking did it, dude. We're at the top of the hill. I started at the top of the hill and I ran to the top of the hill. Like, what a pointless goal. But, dude, it was, like, emotional, man. It changed how I view the entire world that day. So it's not trivial. It's not stupid. Dude, it changed my world perspective. You go, okay, I want to go in a direction. Every day I'm going to make it a little bit further. And it's not going to always look pretty, like, along the way. But, dude, nobody pays attention. And when you have an embarrassing moment, everyone wants to forget it. Because it kind of stings everybody. I'm just going to forget that guy did that because it's kind of embarrassing. And I don't want to deal with it. Yeah. And that's a useful thing to know because people don't sit there and remember your embarrassing things. Yeah.
Well, I think we way overestimate what people even give a shit about. Or like we're like, oh, I'm so embarrassed. Someone's gonna ask how far I went, and I'm gonna say 1/4 mile, and then I'm ashamed. Dude, first of all, no one cares. And then also they're going to get back like, dude, I'm glad you went running. That's really healthy and good for yourself. I'm glad that happened. People are way more supportive than we give them credit for. And I think I don't know what happened, but I think kids are just dickheads. And maybe that's where we learned that from. And then we get anxious that people are going to judge us. But dude, once you're an adult, like people are pretty supportive, especially when you're trying to be healthy because very few people go to work out. So they see you working out. They're like, oh, I'm happy you did that. But I think what's more interesting to talk about that is a perfect model. And I can see why you like cry at the top. But that's a perfect story that shows you how just life is going to be. You're going to go, I want to be there. and I don't know how to get there. And I don't know and I cannot foresee every single step that it takes to get there.
But I know
I cannot foresee
the
it.
correct direction.
You generally know. And you don't restrict yourself to how you're going to get there. You just go, I want to be there one day. And you just go, I'm going to take the steps every day to just get a little bit closer. And it's hard.
Yeah.
And it's really fucking hard. It's hard every time.
Though, it adds up over time. So just like every
Big
day.
Time.
You know what I started doing recently is I started getting out of bed and I started saying out loud, it's a good day to be alive. Because what day is not a good day to be alive? Because you could not be alive. That would be worse, right? Well, I don't know if it would be worse because I have not been alive. So it's not really a comparison of better or worse, but like it's just a good day to be alive. And then the other thing I'll start saying is,
dude.
I'm happy, I'm healthy, and I'm well. It's just like I'm grateful, thankful to be here. It's just like the world's a good place. Dude, you know what's
It's a good place.
That humans have done, or at least this does exist in the world, but we're like doing a good job. Like generally, like this is going away. We don't live under the active threat of death. Just like going through the world.
Like every day. Yeah. Like we're not being actively hunted by a killing machine animal. Yeah,
like saber
like literally
those things are like programmed to kill humans. So they evolved to kill humans. That's not a problem anymore. Our ancestors,
it's not.
They just solved that for us. They go, you say animals are extinct and stuff. I'm kind of glad that the animal that's evolved to murder us is gone. I think that. I don't know. Maybe call me heartless.
I think it's a good. Yeah. I think it's probably a good thing. Yeah, the shit that kills us, dude. I remember my dad said this so long ago, but he's like, dude, people get so uppity about these coyotes we're killing, or like there used to be wolves that roamed around, Oregon, and we killed all those, and the ones around Portland. And he goes, you know what, Reno? I'm glad there's no more wolves roaming around Portland. And I'll say that to anybody. And anyone who says that opposite of that is fucking insane. They're welcome to go to Yellowstone and just see what it's like to have roving packs of wolves that identify you as an easy target compared to the things that have horns and hooves. We are like the easiest targets.
Dude, but
if we don't have tools.
In long distance. You know that humans are like over, it's like a 2 mile. Humans are like the fastest animal. Not all humans. There's some humans that I don't think could make it. It was me for a while, right? I told the story. I couldn't make it more than a quarter mile. But if you go get in shape, humans are the fastest over a 2 mile stretch.
Yep.
Have you seen the movie?
Yep, I did hear that. Liam Neeson.
It's Liam Neeson versus a pack of wolves. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. I love it, dude. You just in there, and I don't know, it's just good. That's all you just know about the movie.
Dude.
Liam Neeson versus a pack of wolves. What could go wrong? It's a good movie.
Yeah. Dude, he's just a grizzly kind of, really deep boy. Like, I go out there and I protect. Like a wolf
himself.
He hasn't. Exactly. Dude, and then just the fucking ending where he's like versus the wolves and he duct tapes all the alcohol bottles. Like he just found himself he finds the alpha wolf, like the biggest badass wolf, and he just has nothing. So he duct tapes all the glass bottles to his hands, breaks them off on rocks, and he goes, "Let's fucking go, dude." I was like, "Yeah!" He didn't give up. He's like, "Dude, I'm fucked, but I'm going in, dude."
Don't spoil it for everybody that's gonna watch.
Dude.
You gotta go watch it. You haven't seen it. I might go watch that later.
You gotta watch it. I mean, I'll say this about spoilers: that movie's been out for like 15 years or whatever, so I don't feel as bad. But I want them to watch it.
This could be the first time somebody's heard of the movie, and then what if you just bring the movie into somebody's world, and then we just immediately tell them the ending, even if you know the ending, though. The movie's so good.
Yeah. It's really, really good. It's good. I love the whole concept, dude. There's one thing I've been wanting to talk about. I feel like I probably talk about this all the time, but this relates a little bit what we were just speaking about. Was I feel like sometimes we can all get in our heads about what's it going to take to get fit? What's it going to take to get to this job or that, to our career, get a house, these sort of things. I think that what you do every day is who you are. So, and what you're going to have. So it's not about, how many times do I work out in a 52-week year? How many times do I work out in a week? What are my cheat days? What are this and that? What you do every day is who you are and who you're going to become. So like if every day you're working out or you're active, you don't have to work out, but you're active. You hike or you walk around, like you did golf where you walk the whole course. If that's what you do every day, then you will have an active body type and you will become fit. What about being healthy? They say, oh, well, I meal prep. I plan for the whole week and I do these things. And it's like this big mental obstacle for you to figure out how to be healthy and all these things, or lose weight. Well, if that doesn't work for you, model it this way. What do you do every day? Every day, are you in the moment eating healthier foods? During your lunch and your dinner, do you have fruits and vegetables? Do you have a low amount of sugars and added fats?
Can I interrupt for an extremely relevant point on the exact food thing?
Yep.
So Scott
100%.
Adams said this the other day, and this is the most genius idea. It's a really good system to help you eat healthier. Every time before you eat something, ask yourself, is this fuel or is it entertainment? Like broccoli, that's fuel. A cookie, that's entertainment.
Yep.
And so you just recategorize it in your brain and it just makes the decision-making process a lot easier. You go, is this fuel or is this entertainment? And then you go, yeah, this is entertainment. Then I don't really need it right now. Right? Like, I don't really need that right now. I do need some fuel though, so let's go get some fuel for myself. Dude,
I love that.
And then you just like, because then you don't have to like think of, like, because then you're not like, because dude, what's hard is just counting calories, tracking everything, figuring out your macros. Dude, simplify it. Fuel or entertainment, and you can change your whole diet that way, just by asking yourself that question.
That's
every
true.
time before you eat. That's the power of
dude. That's true because entertainment. Yeah. Well, before we get into that, but dude, I like. We should get into that system first goals thing. But I like that because entertainment food is a terrible fuel, and fuel is pretty terrible entertainment. Like ice cream, that's not really good fuel. You're gonna eat a lot of it, and you're gonna feel really bad, and it's not great. But it's a great entertainment. But broccoli, it's a great, and like rice, that's a great fuel. It's not really good entertainment. So I like that. I like that dichotomy. That's how they split that up. But yeah, to finish, I guess wrap up point before we get systems goals thing. I like the idea of what you do every day. Not what are you going to do tomorrow. Not what are you going to do for dinner. Not are you going to work out in an hour. What are you doing literally right now? Do you every day, do you make the conscious choice that you are going to eat healthy today, and do you do it? Because if you eat like shit today, well, guess what? You're going to eat like shit tomorrow. That's how that works. But if every day you eat healthy, then tomorrow you'll also eat healthy and you'll build momentum. Pretty soon you're always eating healthy because who you are in the moment is the only thing that exists. You haven't eaten anything tomorrow. You're not going to eat anything tomorrow. Eventually, tomorrow will become today. And then in that moment, you're going to eat something. So all you got to do is, what are you doing right now, today? What are you eating? Make that choice. That's the choice that matters. It does not matter what you do tomorrow. What are you literally eating right now?
Yeah, dude. It's just, because that's all there is now. That's it. There is no, tomorrow is not really a tangible concept. I mean, this gets a little bit metaphysical for some of you. Some of you are probably totally clued into this concept, but that's all that's here is the moment right now. You hear the last Wednesday theory where it's like everything could have come into existence last Wednesday, but it doesn't make a difference for what you're doing right now. But then you have to have some faith that things are iterative and will compound over time. And so it's like, things just work. I do want to talk about the systems versus goals, and I want to tell you about some of the systems that I've been implementing that have been changing my life. Here's one. Stop calling mistakes because mistakes feel shitty. You know what you call them? Learning experiences. That's just a totally different mind frame. When you go, oh, fuck, that was a learning experience. You know what? Instead of saying, oh, I fucked up, that was a mistake, you start to feel guilty and bad. You go, that was a learning experience. And then, then you don't feel bad about it. You feel like you've gained something from the experience, and then you can move on and not make that mistake again. Just by, when you fuck something up, you go, that was a learning experience. Stop calling it a mistake. That's just negative thinking. You need positive thinking. That's a good one.
I like that. I like that one a lot. Dude, you want me to follow? Do
Yeah,
you want
let's
to do a
do some.
bounce back thing? We'll talk about
Yeah,
different
let's do bounce
systems.
back.
That sounds fun. All right. So one, I don't kind of. I'm just, so some of these might. I'm not. I was about to give a preamble. Who gives a shit? This. So here's the system. Is my goal. So where I want my life to be and who I want to be. I used to have a on my whiteboard was I had two whiteboards chocked full, and they had who's ideal Reno. It was like every attribute: funny, uh, stylish, fit, lots of money, just all these different things. And then I had like I want to buy a house, and I had all the steps and all the intermediate goals to get there. So I had big goals, and then I had smaller intermediate goals. Everything was just goals everywhere, and then I would slowly chisel away at them. Well, one day, I mean, I talked to you on that day, but I was stressed out, dude. I freaked out. I had to call my manager. I was like, hey, I don't know what's going on, but I'm really emotional. I'm really angry, and I got to figure something out right now. And I was literally just overloaded with how many goals I gave myself. Because everyone talks about how good goals are, and they're good, but it's like anything else. You get too many of them, and then you're overloading yourself. No one gave you these things, but you just kept packing shit on. And so I journaled, and what felt amazing, like surprisingly relieving, I erased my entire whiteboard. That's all I did. I didn't take a picture of it. I didn't write down what was on there in case I wanted it.
Wipe the
I just said,
you probably
gone.
lost your whole
I
identity,
did
right?
that.
Like, and your world came crashing down and it was all over, right? Because that's what you would think.
Oh, it was over, dude. And
but I bet it was actually.
yeah. Exactly. Yeah. What if I release myself from these standards? Will I turn into a piece of shit? Because that's a thought that I still wrestle with. What if I, oh God, what if I let myself just be who I am? I'll turn into a raving lunatic. I'll start hurting people and being awful. It's like, not really, dude. You're actually probably just a good person, and you should just let that good person come out. But to kind of sum up my point was what I did, what I replaced that with. I sat down, like I almost cried when I erased everything because I felt such a sense of relief. But then I wrote down on there, I think I wrote down, who am I? What do I care about? And how do I want to help this world while I'm here? And then I wrote down like 2 points under each title, and I just go, that's where I'm going. I just wrote down where I'm going. It's a big cone. There's no straight line to the end of my life. It's just a big cone, and I'm just going to drive all up and down around. But I pointed in a direction that I wanted to go, and then trusted myself to make the right choices towards that direction every day, as opposed to being like, you need to do this every day or else you're going to fuck up, saying, well, the Bald Hill. You need to get to the top of Bald Hill, whatever that is, new house, fitness, money, relationship. You want a better relationship with your family, whatever. It's at the top of the hill, and that's your direction. But you don't limit yourself about how you're going to get there, and you don't stress yourself out about how you're going to get there. Because what you could do with that, the Bald Hill example, is you could say, in 0 to 4 weeks, I will be running 1 mile and then returning. And then the next goal is 6 to 8 weeks, I'll be running 2 miles and then returning. And then it's like this big stressful thing you got to do. But instead, you just go.
And here's.
Yeah, and then you feel bad about yourself.
Here's why I stopped doing the goal thing.
Good.
Where I just stopped setting. I just stopped setting. People are like, oh, you can't like live without goals. Yes, you can, and you can still be productive. Yes, you can. You can live your life and not set any goals. And I'm going to tell you why that works. Here's the problem with goals. When you set yourself a goal or a target, you live in this constant state of reminding yourself of what you don't have. Like every time you think about the goal, you think about something you have not yet attained. And this is something I've come to the realization recently. So, we'll probably go back on the goals in like 6 months. But I actually don't think so. I actually think I'm probably permanently off the goalless thing. Maybe I'll go back to it because you just, it's hard to make that prediction.
Dude, there's no auditor. No one's auditing our ideas. We just say them and believe.
But you live in this constant state of what do I not have? But when you move to this systems thing, like my system is, okay, I need to live a more active lifestyle. Well, what's a good way to do that? Dude, go find a hobby you like that's active. You don't have to go to the gym. That's not the only way to live an act. Do you like golf? Could you like golf maybe if you played it? Do you like tennis? Do you like walking the neighborhood? Do you like going on hikes? Pick a hobby that you're going to do regularly. And why you're going to do it regularly? Because you like it. That's active. And just do that hobby. Working out does not have to, there's no rules about what being active is. The only thing is are you moving your body? Do you like to watch TV and touch your hands to your knees? I mean, like stand up and just like touch your knees to your hands. You could just really enjoy doing that. And if you did that for like every hour you watch TV, well, that would be enough moving around to just have a fairly active body. And so it's like, it doesn't need just, what's something that's active, like of all the active things that exist, because there's a lot of them, that you would enjoy doing. Go do that thing and just go do it more, because it doesn't matter if it costs money, because stop thinking of it as, because that's like where you go, like, is it good for you? Then it's okay to spend money on it. You know, are you spending $1,000 a year to go snowboard or ski? Well, that sounds expensive, but less expensive when you go, you're buying your physical health. And it's fun. Things can be fun and also good for you. There's no rule against that.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, one point I want to touch on that too was the tyranny of the self through goals. And this is something that I did all the time, and I'm trying to stray away from, is the tyranny on yourself, where you are going, you have to achieve these goals. Here's the timeline, and if you don't achieve these goals, you suck. And then it's this tyranny where you force yourself. You go, I am gonna do 50 push-ups every day, or I'm gonna go to the gym because that's how other people do it. What helps, and it's just a happier, peaceful way, is like, well, like you said, what do you like to do? What is really enjoyable for you? Because what life do you want to live? So say you go and you set all these goals. I'm going to do 50 push-ups a week or a day, and then I'm going to, run 6 miles every day. If you hate doing that, what kind of life, even if you achieve that, what kind of life are you living? A life that is good, that other people will admire your goals for, but you hate every day? That's what I was living. I was setting my goals so that someone could look at my life like they were auditing it and go, oh yeah, you really did good. Wow, look at all these goals. These are good goals. Oh, and you achieved these? Oh, wow, that's awesome. You were successful. You did it. And I realized, whose fucking life am I living? That's silly. Well, how about instead I have the same objective of getting healthy or being funny or something, but how I get there is something I want to do. And guess what? If you want to do something, you're going to do it. That's the best part. If you have your goal and your system, and your means of getting, minus the goal. If you have your system and there's a target, if the means of getting there are fun, you don't have to force yourself to do it. There's no discipline needed. You'll just do it. Like if your goal is to eat fucking cookies every day, do you think it'd be hard to do that, or do you think that would be really easy for someone who likes cookies? That would be and you would love it, dude. You would love it. You go, oh yeah, my system is I want to eat so many cookies and I want to be 300 pounds. Dude, that would be the easiest. You would achieve that ahead of schedule. Whatever schedule you thought you would reach 300 pounds, you would get there ahead of schedule because you'd be eating so many cookies. Or a place that was something else you enjoy. You'll do it naturally.
Right? And so it's clearly like, I don't think my body composition is different. I think it's a psychological thing. I just like food less than other people do. Food I'm just not that interested. Which also makes you just like, because like, I'm like super not into the fat. Like, okay, I'm going to blow some of your minds right now. Okay, I think fat shaming is wrong, and you should, like, nobody's a bad person for being fat, right? You're just not. It's also okay to say that being overweight is unhealthy. Both of those things can exist. You don't need to feel guilty about it, but it's okay to say this is not a healthy lifestyle. You don't feel bad about it. Just like, look at it. It's just true, right? It's just it's not like this is just just an objective, like it's just. But if you are okay with increasing your risk, if your enjoyment of food, like, because that's really what it is. Do you enjoy food more than you enjoy a physically able body, like a healthy lifestyle, and like more mental clarity and lower risk of all of these diseases? Because that's and like you recategorize that. And some people just like food that much. Like I can't relate that much because I just don't like food that much. I'll forget to eat, and then when I eat, it's like sometimes it's just a chore. I'm like, okay, I need to put some calories in. I need some fuel right now, and so it's like there's that's a huge reason, and that's just I guess that's lucky, right? That it's that way compared to having to stop, because I know you're the opposite, where like if you let it, like you'll just like I know, like I got some like you we got. I mean, yeah, okay. People I know that have ever struggled with weight know the best restaurants, and I love going to eat with them because I know the best
Yep.
places to eat. I just
Yep.
never on my thing. But I got to Austin with you.
Mhm.
Oh, dude, you pick out the best fucking restaurants, and I love it, dude.
Oh
I
yeah.
didn't know food could be this
Mhm.
good.
Yeah, dude, it makes you want to eat because you're like, it's
Yeah,
so good. That's why everyone's overweight in the
it's
South, dude,
so
because the food is
good.
literally so good. Dude, and I want to put this idea out there so that maybe it'll help somebody or absorb it into the universe. I'm gonna put this out there. Um, I struggled with weight my entire life. Actually, I want to show everybody this real quick. This is gonna take 5 seconds, and I'm gonna show you a picture of what I looked like when I was 10
And
years
they
old,
called you Rhino.
and everyone is shocked. They called me Rhino, dude. You ready for this? This is Rhino. Okay, so look at me. Everybody's like, you can't see me from listening to think, but I just generally look like a
yeah.
yeah, here, a little spin.
Oh, look
Yeah,
at that.
see, look at that.
Yeah.
See, got all
Nice, looking good, sexy.
normal body shape for a person. Okay,
Yeah, that's Rhino. That's Rhino.
that's Rhino right there. If you can't see it,
dude.
if you can't see it,
That's
well, get on
Rhino.
YouTube and watch it. But dude, I'm immensely overweight. Dude, we used to eat just pizzas, and that was it. Me and my family, and we just house pizzas. We had 3 people. We would order 3 family size Papa John's pizzas. Like, you order a family size for your family. We each took down a family size. Like, we were animals. And then I got a little skinnier, and then I went to college, and then I gained a bunch of weight, and I was at like 225 or something, which would be a good weight if I was shredded, but I was not. And so then the girlfriend I had at the time, she was like, you're kind of gaining some weight. And I felt so bad. I was like kind of mad at her. I was like, you're making me feel bad about myself. And then but I looked at myself and I go, you're right. I'm kind of letting myself go. My clothes aren't fitting. And this is not what I want to look like. And I fucking love food. I've never met anyone who has more insatiable
I
appetite.
had my snacks when we lived together.
Because
I'd be like, oh, where are my chips?
you had to hide them in a way.
Dude, God, I couldn't help it.
Dude, I would go into your room and dude, I would go into your room and I would eat your food. Dude, it's a compulsion. It's a wild. I have the least of all the things I can control in my life. My appetite. I've actually given up. What I've done, and this is my tip for everybody who has the same problem. Replace your food. Don't force yourself to eat less. That won't work. It won't work, dude. You like food too much. Just that won't work. You're gonna eat a lot. Replace your snack food with lower calorie things. Do you know how many times this happens to me, Jack? Where I get up, I'll get high or something, I'll get the munchies, or I come home 5 times a night. I look at my cupboards. I'm like, I need a snack. I need a snack. Nothing there. I look at my fridge. It's all just fruits and vegetables, or like foods that I have to cook, whole grain rices. And I look and I go, God damn it! I have no fucking food in this house, and I get so mad. But you know what happens? In the morning, I go, I did the right thing. Because what did I eat last night? I ate grapes, apples, and then maybe I cooked up a little bit of rice, and I had that. And maybe some avocado. And I go, that was a really healthy choice that I made. And now, then my brain starts to get used to it, and it goes, no, these are good things. These are tasty, and like apple. And now I enjoy apples and bananas and fruits, and I enjoy these things. But I eat a ton of it. I eat a ton. I just do the whole grape container. I eat that in one night.
There's like
my stomach is like ballooned out.
It's just like water. It's like water.
Yeah, it's the best part. Yeah. Exactly. And I feel like a piece of shit. And then I wake up and I go, wow, that was just the best choice I could have made.
The right amount of fuel. I'm not gaining weight. Yeah, dude. That's a system. That's a system. That's not a goal. That's a system. The system is replace the high calorie foods with low calorie ones and eat the same amount. Or more.
So, yeah, dude. And I said,
yeah,
eat more. Exactly, dude. Well, I want anyone who's struggling with weight loss. I was there. I lost 30 pounds in college over the course of 6 months or something like that. Literally just counting my calories. And I ate chicken. I ate the same exact fucking meal every week for 6 months. Some people don't have that diligence. There are programs for you. To eat less. The goal, here's the biggest concept. This is a concept to put in your brain. Don't need action items. The war is won at the grocery store. That is where it is won. If you don't buy the chips, then you won't eat them all. But I notice about myself, I have zero control. The days that I go, I'm gonna have some chips. I'll buy the bag of chips, the guac or the dip, and I will pound the entire thing in one night. That's 2,000 calories. Boom, got them. So instead of trying to have all this food and snacks around you and controlling yourself, understand the war is won at the grocery store. Don't even buy the snacks and the high calorie foods. Just don't buy them. And guess what? Your lazy ass ain't gonna walk to the grocery store and buy the snacks, because that's not what you just want the snacks. You don't have to go get them. That's the whole point of snacks, is that they're easy. So if you have to work for snacks every time, you're not going to do it.
Just add a little
but at the grocery store,
dude,
exactly. That's what you do.
Add a little bit of an obstacle, and it'll, yeah. It's good. It's good.
Dude, that's what I tell to everybody, dude, because it's just weight loss for a lot of people is a really scary and confusing thing, but we've all known the truth of it since high school. When they taught us a personal health class, we all know it. Every single person in the United States, I'm telling you right now, everyone who feels like they're confused and they don't know how to do it, barring some like really extremely rare medical condition that 99% of Americans don't have, you know what to do. You're just not doing it.
Sometimes I think, though,
so change your system.
When you have a really big problem, you expect the solution to be complex. But a lot of times it's not. Sometimes the solution is just really simple, which is a good thing, right? Like, but then here's the like the negative feedback loop you can get into. Okay, first you think you have this huge problem, and then you feel guilty about it, and then you feel even more guilty because it seems like there's a simple solution, and then you go, "There's no way the solution could be that simple because I would be doing it," and it's like, well, maybe not, maybe not, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe that's your limiting belief, is that you just because you're not doing the simple solution, you are putting in the category of things that don't work. And it's like, well, maybe you just want it, right? Like, it's okay to want things, right? Like, there's nothing wrong with loving food. That's just not a, but like, you can love food, but then also reprogram it like the way you did, where you go, well, I can't eat less. So you just changed what you were putting in. You just changed the inputs, right? You go, well, I'm not going to eat less. So what if we replaced ice cream with grapes? Do you like grapes? Oh, I like grapes. They're pretty fucking good, right? Well, could you just eat ice cream instead of grapes for the rest of your life? Well, there you go. You just lost weight. I got another buddy that started losing a ton of weight. You know all he did? Stop drinking any calories. He just said, I'm just going to do water. Or my teeth, dude, I fucking get cavities like crazy. Well, I don't get cavities anymore because I replaced soda with this sparkling water. I like it just as much, but it doesn't fuck up my teeth. So it's like, I'm only going to drink this. And, I have soda now and again, whatever. But just generally, when I want a soda, I just grab sparkling water, and it satisfies that same craving.
That's what I like about that being a system versus a goal. Because if your goal is never to have soda or only have it once a week, you'd be stressing about that the whole time. You'd always be thinking about it. But if you allow yourself to go, generally, I'm going to replace soda with sparkling water. Generally, I'm going to replace it, because it's hard for our brains to understand how to stop doing things, but it's easier to understand how to replace one thing with another.
Like, when you're doing it, it's like, you have to be honest, right? Like, I actually like sparkling water as much as I enjoy soda, because I also, I started paying attention, because after I drink a soda, I started paying attention to the sugar crash. And so I felt the sugar crash. I think to myself, this is the soda. I feel bad because of the soda. So just like reprogramming my brain to not like soda. So every time I have that sugar crash, I go, this is the soda's fault. This is the soda's fault. And then when I see the soda, I immediately start associating it with the sugar crash. And then, after drinking sparkling water and feeling good, I go, this is the sparkling water. And so it's like just this like training your brain every time you like it's like it's a dog. Your dog does something you want, you say, good boy. If it doesn't, you say bad. And you can just do the same thing with yourself. You go, good, good, good. And you go, or like, it's hard to like, I don't really like actually ever like being negative to yourself. And so that's why you reframe things as learning experiences. But just, you can actually get a long way with just really rewarding yourself with love, with positive behavior. And I don't like bringing on hate toward negative
Big time.
behavior because that's not, because, dude, I've got this life coach, dude, that I've been going to. It's been changing my world, right? Like I really like this dude. One thing he says every time we meet, he goes, on your best days and on your worst days, you always deserve more love and not less. I love that. On your best days and on your worst days, you always deserve more love. Doesn't matter. You always deserve more love. And then things are going great, and then you can feel even better. You go, I deserve this. I deserve more love, not less.
Yeah.
And things are going shitty, and you're like, I don't have to make myself feel worse. I deserve, my whole body knows this is wrong. I don't need to keep telling myself with my brain. I can just feel it physically. I deserve more love, not less.
Yeah. Yeah, and I like that concept, that the verbiage "more," because it's just more. Wherever you're at, you deserve more. There's more love, dude. I want to say something to everybody, and this is something that I want to say that I've tried to say to myself more. Is like, you are awesome. You deserve love. You are more awesome than your brain is actually able to conceptualize and understand. Inside of every human, this is every single human, you possess a network in your brain that is so complex, we may never fully understand it. We don't understand its origins. You are able to take in so much vast sums of information, build out patterns, and then consciously improve your life and those around you. You are an amazing thing granted onto this world, and the world is better because you're here. And the world is worse when you try to numb and to make yourself smaller. The world is never going to be better if you try to neuter yourself and chill yourself out and not show the world who you are. I promise you, the world is better when you just go, you know what, I'm just going to be me. I'm going to be 100% me, and I'm going to love myself, and every day I'm going to wake up and I'm going to love. It sounds cheesy, and I resisted it for a long time because it sounded cheesy. The reality, my life has never been better. I've never been happier, and all the external successes have gotten better. Other people around me are happier, and it's going to happen for you, and it's happened to you too. It just, you deserve more love, and you become a better node in this giant network of humans that exist on the world.
And your
positivity,
love yourself. Your energy, dude, it spreads. It's infectious. Your energy is infectious. So go be fucking great. Go be the best you can be, and do it now. You don't have to do it later.
Be great, dude.
Because that's all that exists. What's the best you can be in the moment?
Right now.
Well, the best me. Yeah, and guess what? If you pretend to be happy or you pretend to be positive, you can think of it that way, and you'll still do that. Here's a good system that I've come up with. One thing I struggle with is staying organized, or cleaning. Cleaning used to stress me out all the time. Here's how I reframed it in my head: is every time I clean, I don't think of it as cleaning. I think of it as practicing being more organized. I'm just practicing, right? It's the same. I'm doing the same physical act.
Yeah.
But when I change it in my mind, I go, my room's a mess. I go, oh, I get excited. My room's a mess. I don't get bummed anymore or feel hate. I go, oh, this is a great opportunity to practice being more organized and being able to tell the difference between what is organized and what is not. So when I see a mess, I don't get upset anymore. I go, oh, this is an opportunity to practice being more organized. And it's now something that was a negative in my life, which was seeing messy rooms and stuff, suddenly became a door to opportunity. And think about that, iterate, because that's something that happens every single day. Think about that compounded over a year or 2 years or 3 years. Dude, I'm going to be the best fucking organizer. I'm going to be we're going to be how does Jack make things organized so good? That's all I practice. Every time I see a mess, I go, oh, this is an opportunity to practice being more organized. And I just do it. I go, oh, I got to take advantage of this opportunity because they don't always come up. It's
dude, it's that's such a good example of reframing this thing you have to do as something you want to do. Because you want the practice. But don't be the tyrant that says, clean it. And if you don't clean it, you suck. And every time then you're sitting there and you're ruminating about just how terrible. I'm so terrible because I won't go clean that, but I don't want to clean it right now because I feel bad. Stop that immediately. Reframe it in your brain. That's all it takes. Nothing external needs to change. Reframe it in your brain as something you want to do. And maybe give yourself a reward. Fuck it.
Yeah,
give yourself a little chocolate snack at the end.
Or yesterday, at my uncle and uncle's, we had a putting green, and like it's just like this turf thing, and it's like really bumpy. So we have this big roller, right? That's like 250, 300 pounds, just filled with sand, right? This thing's like 2 feet in diameter, filled with sand. So you can imagine how heavy. It gets heavy, right? And so to push it is like, it's a heave. And so like yesterday, I already lifted and stuff, but I was like, you know what? Just always better is more exercise. You know, it'd be cool if I could hit some good putts. I'm like, let's go roll it. And it's just, I just think of it as an exercise. And then it's like, I just enjoyed it. And I did it one way, and I was like, I got some more energy left. Let's just do it the other. We went this way, and then let's do it this way too.
Yeah.
Greens are rolling great.
Yeah.
I'm just striping these putts. Dude.
Yeah.
It's smooth as can be.
Nice.
And it's just like, and I want to do it. Like today, I was like,
that's so sick.
We had this backpack leaf blower that's just really fun to use, right? And I'm like, this is allowed to be fun. This is a good thing to like and be fun. So I'm kind of looking forward after this. I'm going to go leaf blow the driveway. That's not something you would ever do. Right? Like, who cares? Why does the driveway need to leaf blowed? Well, the world's better when it just looks better, right? And the leaf blower is fun to use. So why not have both?
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
It's fun.
Yeah, exactly. That's fun. Leaf blower's fun, dude. It's just loud, and you feel like a superhuman because you have powers. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just make it fun. Dude, no, I could tell, man. I feel like recently you've been getting a lot of like really healthy mentalities and improving in that way, like a more positive, loving mentality. And I could tell, and it's awesome, dude. I think you're doing a really good job, and I think it's cool.
It's a nice compliment.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. I think it's really cool, and I think this is a good kind of not a segue. It's just continue the conversation into another concept that I wanted to bring up, that I'd like to bring up anyway, but I'm thinking about more and more. Is the node in a network concept. And you had brought this up years ago, and Jordan Peterson had said it. And I thought it was such a good way. To this day, it has become more and more clear how good that way, that model of understanding of this world is. It has become, it's like, one of those ideas where you go, that's a good idea, but it becomes a better idea the longer you live your life, the more you think about it. You go, actually, wow, that's a really good idea. That's not just a good idea. That's like the best idea I've ever heard.
Things that you hear, just things that go through your brain. It's like, how many times have people told you the exact correct thing, and it just fucking bounces off, and like one day you go, whoa, it was good. But here's the problem, is you need to get better at filtering. There's a lot of things that people tell you that are bad advice, right? Like there's a lot of bad, what's a bad advice? Like what somebody brought this up is be yourself. No, don't do that. Go be better than yourself. Because you can just do that. Because you can pretend. Because guess what? If you pretend to be the better version of yourself, you just are. Like you go, I'm going to go be the charismatic version of myself. I'm not going to go be myself, right? Like if I'm in a bad mood, I don't want to be that guy. I want to be positive me. So I'm not going to go just be myself. I'm going to go be the best version of myself. It's, it's different.
I want to.
The other one I was.
What are you saying?
Yeah, you go.
Oh, I want to. Go ahead. Okay. The one thing I want to bring up about that is I really like the idea. As long as we add, I like the idea, and if we add a caveat, it's even better. And here's what I mean by that is when someone says be yourself, that can mean a lot of things. And so there's this argument of be yourself or be a better version of yourself. I think those are actually going in the same direction and mean the same thing. And here's what I mean by that. In my mind, who is Reno? Who is Reno's self? Reno is the most loving, forgiving, hardest working, fittest, funniest person who is in general helping every single person he meets, making people laugh, and just raising the world up in every facet that he is capable of. Sometimes current Reno is a lazy asshole, and he just wants to light people the fuck up. That's not who you are. That's who you are in that moment. Who you truly are is that moment where you forget time, and time just passes so quickly, and you're so happy, and you're in that flow zone. You're in the zone, and you're just loving every moment of every day. And or maybe your goals are different. Maybe it's you're hyper efficient, or maybe you're on the football field. Whatever it is. That's who you are. That's being yourself. You're not always being yourself. The asshole version of you is not yourself. That's a current status of being, but that's not yourself. And the last thing I'll say about that is I feel like I haven't even discovered who I am. I think that There is, and I don't think you have, and I don't think anyone has, because I think that who we really, really are and who we are going to be eventually is so monumentally epic that we can't even conceptualize it and we can't even see how to get there or what it's going to be. But eventually, through actions of our lives and through different thoughts and philosophies we read, we start to poke around in this world and in our minds we are, and then we start to go like, oh, that's who I am. Because I love doing that. That is kind of who I am. That's a tenet of who I am, actually. I never realized that. You're discovering who you are. And so at first you're 10% of who you are. And then you learn more. Now you're 20% of who you are and yourself. And then you're 50%, you're 60%, you're 80% of who you are. That's being yourself, is this archetype of just like your zone, just your mentalities are dialed, your love is dialed, your energy is dialed, everything is you wake up and you go, God damn, this is a good ass life. And that may not be right now. And it's always going to get better. But that's who you are. And understand, and that's something I try to do, is when I'm angry or I just was a dickhead to somebody, like I just really said something that was just not okay, and it made them feel bad. And I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'm rude. We're all there, dude. Sometimes we just
that's bad saying.
But I think in that moment, just realize
I'm getting better. It's less. It's coming out of my
They are. They're learning experiences, dude. And just yeah. The foot is slowly no, but it happens. And yeah, it's a learning experience, and you just go, that was a current state of being. That's not who I am forever. Stop thinking that the way you currently are right now is the way you're going to be forever. It's not who you're going to be. It's just how you are currently in the moment.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, sometimes it's good to remember that it's like you're almost an observer of things that are happening sometimes, but other times you're kind of doing it and are in control. But it really is, dude, so much of the world is just mindset. It's like that's how you change the external world is.
Dude, I think
mindset.
Dude, you can change your entire reality based on your mindset. And I'm not talking about lying to yourself or being willfully blind. That's something that Jordan Peterson says all the time. Willfully blind. You choose not to see things. I'm not talking about that. But I want to hear your perspective on this too. I feel like you can change how you feel the world is. And if you change how you feel the world is and how you're sensing the inputs from the world, you effectively have changed the world you're in. So if currently, you say like, oh, well, I hate people. I'm like, oh, people are so freaking dumb and we're in a dangerous situation and my life sucks and I don't have enough money and my job sucks and my manager's a dick. You can that's your world, right? That's the input coming in, and you say that is the cards I've been dealt. That is my world. You can change how you view that, and you will make yourself instantly happier. You go, my manager is currently teaching me how to not be a manager. I'm currently learning what a shitty manager does, and I will no longer do those things. I'm not making a lot of money. Well, I am currently learning what it's like to not have a lot of money. And I've lived there. I've lived there for everybody. I lived on barely enough income in Austin when I first got here, but it was a learning experience. And what's really nice about it, I'm not afraid to lose my money because I've had no money before. And so now I'm happy that happened. Because I go, well, yeah, what's the worst that happened? I lose my money. Been there before, and I raise myself out of it, and I'll just do that again and then. And so all of a sudden, the world becomes this dope place. And then you say, oh, you know what? I do love people. My interactions, just how I understand them needs to change. And you start to, it's like what you're saying, you're reframing it. And all of a sudden, you go, wow, this world is actually pretty awesome. Nothing about the world changed. But your mentality changed. And once your mentality changes, now you are actually improving the world and affecting it in a positive way. And then the external factors start to change. But your internal's got to change. Then the external changes. You make more money.
I think this has been a good hour. Man, I think we're gonna.
This has been a really good hour. I think this is one of our best ones.
Thanks for hanging out. We're doing this every Saturday. That was what I made the title of the Facebook. We are doing this every Saturday. As I was saying, a great way to communicate information. We will
nice.
And next week will be like. Next week I already thought next week's title. Well, it'll be spontaneous in the moment, but what it'll likely be is this is a comfortable place. Come pop in for an hour. This is a good spot.
Boom.
Your Saturday will
I
be
like it.
better if you're here, because that's the truth.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Thank
It
you
is.
so much.
Dude, well, thank you everyone for listening. You're all dope. And I love you and goodbye.
I got to turn off the live streams, I think. I don't think they just turn off. End
Okay.
live video. End.
Yeah, the recording.
Live streaming.
Yeah, there we
I don't know
go.
how to end it on Facebook. Or on InStream.
That'd be pretty funny if we were like still streaming
Yeah,
and then we
like-
started just saying terrible